Alright, so there's this douchebag named Andrew Klavan who has this playlist of videos called Andrew Klavan's Lefties Dictionary. And the first one is A is for Antifa. Which I hate to break it to you, dude. A is for asshole, because that's exactly what this guy is. He's an asshole who doesn't know what Antifa is, he doesn't know what fascism is, but he's gonna explain to you why Antifa are really bad guys, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's listen from the horse's mouth why Antifa is bad.
A is for Antifa. Antifa is a leftist movement composed of people who violently brutalize their political opponents. Antifa stands for anti-fascist, where fascist means someone who violently brutalizes his political opponents. And
Okay, so already we're in way over our head with Andrew Klavan over here. We're dealing with a man who conveniently defines fascism as being what he strawmanned anti-fascist to be. So the straw man being anti-fascist are people who violently brutalize their political opponents. Then he goes and defines fascist as being the exact same thing. Hey, Klavan, that's not how this works. I can't define Andrew Klavan as an idiot and then go and define the word idiot to mean someone who is Andrew Klavan. That's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy there. That's sort of like a self-reinforcing straw man that you've done. And it's very dishonest. It's not very sneaky because it's kind of brazen and obvious, but it's also extremely stupid. Fascist has a definition. Hyper-nationalistic, a group that's obsessed with a past golden age, imagined grievances towards a degenerate class of people that they want to exterminate, the will to install an ethno-state. These are all elements of fascism. The brutality is a side effect of the ideology. It's not like everybody who goes around violently brutalizing political opponents are fascist. Holy shit, man.
Doesn't mean anything at all. And
anti doesn't mean anything at all. Let's hear that one more time.
Political opponents, and anti doesn't mean anything at all.
Anti means against, you stupid fuck. It's like he is conveniently ignoring the words that blatantly disprove the narrative that he's trying to weave here. Like, anti-fascist are against fascist. By definition, they are against fascist. So this idiotic argument that anti-fascist are fascist is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I can't even I can't even form words now because I'm trying to come up with an analogy. It's like saying that people who are against driving bikes or driving motorcycles are motorcyclists. It's like saying people who are like militantly against polluting are polluters. It's like saying people who are sober are alcoholics. It's opposite day over here in Andrew Klavan land, where anti-fascists are fascist. So what is a fascist to Andrew Klavan? Like, how does Andrew Klavan define a fascist? Because obviously he doesn't fucking know. Obviously he doesn't know what fascism is because he can't define it. He defines it incorrectly. So we have a situation here where these right-wing conservative dipshits are criticizing anti-fascists for standing up against fascism when they themselves are perpetuating and participating in fascism, and they're too dipshit ignorant to even realize it. Like, it's not Antifa's fault that you idiot chuds can't understand that you're part of a fascist fucking system. Sorry. Maybe when you find yourself opposed by Antifa, that should like warrant a time to pause and maybe to reevaluate your life and say, hey, if anti-fascists are standing against me, then maybe there is something fascist about my beliefs, my ideology, or the people that I associate with. Maybe it should be um, like a wake up call to you.
Fascists generally wear black masks and carry clubs and are fascists. Their purpose is to...
Do we carry clubs? Is that a thing? I haven't noticed a lot of Antifa with clubs.
Stop speeches and peaceful demonstrations by conservatives who stand for freedom and are therefore fascists to...
Alright, so they stop peaceful demonstrations led by conservatives. Oh yeah, because Charlottesville, when they were calling for, blood and soil and Jews will not replace us, that was a peaceful demonstration. When they are carrying the rebel flag going down the street, the flag that's basically the symbol for the slavery of black people. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. That's a peaceful demonstration right there. There's no violent implications behind that.
And peaceful demonstrations by conservatives who stand for freedom and are therefore fascists.
But they stand for freedom. Freedom for who? Freedom for white supremacists to say, I hate black people, the great replacement's real, you can't take down these conservative statues, white culture must be enshrined, white supremacy must be enshrined in this country. Like, that's the kind of fucking freedom that these conservatives are fighting for. What a very selective freedom. What a very specific kind of freedom. The freedom to enshrine racism in this society. The freedom to express racist sentiments in this society. That's freedom for these conservative assholes.
Speeches and peaceful demonstrations.
I would say it's freedom to be rid of these racist elements. Why don't we free our society from these fucking assholes and we'll be even more liberated than we were before. I'm talking about, when I talk about freedom, I'm talking about freedom from oppression. When these idiots talk about freedom, they're talking about the right to be able to call black people the N-word and get away with it. Just so we're all on the same page here about conservative, quote-unquote, freedom.
Demonstrations by conservatives who stand for freedom and are therefore fascists to anti-fascists because anti-fascists are fascists. Thus, Antifa seeks to resist FA by being so FA that their FA is far beyond the FA of people who are openly FA.
Funny joke, Andrew Klavan. Funny fucking joke. Except when you consider the tactics of fascists and the tactics of anti-fascist are diametrically opposed. Fascists want to create this like ethno-state, this homogenous ethno-state, and anti-fascists obviously don't want to do that because they're anti-fascist. Once again, I can't... It's like talking to a brick fucking wall over here. One, because I'm talking to a video. I'm not actually talking to the man himself. But two, the guy, it's evident he's trying to spin this narrative. He's trying to spin this horseshoe theory bullshit narrative. He and Val should have a long conversation about how, fascist and anti-fascist are the same fucking thing.
So either way, you end up with a lot of FA. Antifa appeals to many left-wingers because they get to wear masks and terrorize people they disagree with.
Yeah, that's the appeal. That's the appeal to Antifa. The only reason why, ladies and gentlemen, and you can quote me on this, the only reason why I'm a leftist is just so I can put on a mask and beat up people that I disagree with. That's literally the only reason why I'm a leftist. I don't care about the workers. I don't care about theory. I don't care about educating people, educating the working class, participating in inspiring working class action. None of that shit matters to me. I just want to be able to LARP with me and my bros. I just want to be able to put on a black mask and go hit somebody with a bike lock. That's my big fantasy. That's the entire reason why I'm against fascism, ladies and gentlemen. It's not because we see fascism rising up in America. It's just because I want to be able to put on a mask and play Batman.
Of course, the Ku Klux Klan also get to wear masks and terrorize people they disagree with, but the Klan is bad because they're...
What a weird fucking defense, dude. Are you seriously like equating Antifa with the KKK? When was the last time Antifa fucking did lynchings? When was the last time Antifa lynched up a conservative? When was... Oh my god, dude. What a dishonest an historically ignorant comparison. What an overblown, overdramatic comparison. Comparing Antifa to the KKK. Comparing a literal anti-terrorist organization, anti-fascist organization with a literal fascist organization. Fuck you, Andrew Klavan.
They're Fa. Or maybe the Klan is Antifa. It's kind of hard to tell the
what?
Wear masks and terrorize people they disagree with, but the Klan is bad because they're Fa. Or maybe the Klan is Antifa. It's kind of...
This is a hot take from a big brain fucking conservative here, who, keep in mind that this guy is lecturing all of us on the left about how stupid we are. He's talking down to us like we're petulant children that don't understand. Meanwhile, this big galaxy-brained fucking genius is over here literally saying the Ku Klux Klan is Antifa. Keep that in mind.
Hard to tell the difference. Some journalists also support Antifa and compare them to the brave soldiers who fought the Nazis in World War II.
It's almost like we're out here fighting fucking Nazis. Wow. Maybe Andrew Klavan should familiarize himself with some of the people that post on The Donald every day. Maybe he should familiarize himself with some of the other scumbag piece of shit MAGA chuds that post all the fuck over the internet and the kind of ideology that they adhere to. So he would know that we're not out here fighting against your mom and pop conservative, fucking Bill O'Reilly or some stuffy old boomer like that. We're out here fighting against literal fucking Nazis. The League of the South. Alright? The Daily Shoah. The Right Stuff. The Political Cesspool. Identity Europa. All of these fucking groups. We are out here fighting and protesting against them. We are trying to be a watchdog for these groups and hold them to the fire. Oh, but because of that, we're being evil Antifa trying to silence the free speech of Nazis and white supremacists. We see the side that Andrew Klavan takes, ladies and gentlemen. We're not out here opposing your standard boomer conservative who, you know, is just a chud, but they're a harmless chud. We are out here combating literal Nazis and white supremacists who feel emboldened and encouraged by this administration to assemble and congregate and march down the street. Look at Charlottesville.
The historical rationale for this is that journalists are stupid. Many are also ugly. But that's neither here nor there.
So, he's saying journalists are stupid and ugly, that's why they support Antifa. And, you know, by journalists, he said some journalists, so... You know, he's not exactly good looking himself. He looks like fucking Professor X. Dude, what are you doing, man? What's your fucking goal? How much ad revenue have you made from this motherfucking video?
The important point to remember,
you smug bastard. You smug bald bastard. You're gonna lecture everybody else on being ugly? Come on.
Fascists believe in peace and equality, and they're willing to assault and degrade anyone to get it.
Not anyone, you dipshit. We're willing to assault and degrade Nazis to get it. Get that through your thick fucking skull before you go on YouTube making this lefties dictionary talking down to everybody like they're your kids and you're our daddy and you're just gonna sit down and give us a fucking daddy lecture. How about you fucking educate yourself, you dumb dipshit? Fuck you, Andrew Klavan. You're an ignorant asshat.
Any speech they disagree with is a form of violence, which must be opposed with real violence as a form of self-expression.
All right, let's break this down. When white supremacists say that our culture, our society is being taken over by the minority and the degenerate, and we need to band together and forcefully deport these people to found an ethno-state, that is violent speech. That is speech advocating for literal ethnic cleansing. That is speech advocating for literal genocide. So you bet your bottom motherfucking dollar we are going to try to curb that speech where we see it, because guess what? Nobody did that during the Weimar Republic, and that's what let the Nazis rise to power. They were able to propagate their Nazi fascist bullshit the entire time and seize upon the reactionary population of Germany and garner support. So we don't want that same fucking thing to happen here. And we're seeing it happen. We're seeing these fascist ideas becoming more and more mainstream. Look at Tucker Carlson on mainstream media and the way that he talks about immigrants. Look at our own president, the way that he talks about immigrants. That stuff trickles down. That trickles down through the cracks, and eventually it gets to scumbag piece of shit chuds like Andrew Klavan, who parrot this victim complex narrative that white supremacists and Nazis are really the bold conservatives advocating for free speech, and these Antifa bastards are really the evil guys trying to silence them, and they're the real fascists you should watch out for, not the literal fascist and white supremacists standing right the fuck next to you, Andrew Klavan.
So in Antifa, speech is violence, and violence is speech. So no one can speak because that would be violent, so everyone's just violent.
This is a hilarious straw man too. No one can speak because all speech is violence. That's not what we're saying. This is not what any Antifa I've ever met has ever said. This is a straw man built entirely by Andrew Klavan for the purpose of making Antifa look stupid, for the purpose of promoting fascism. Let me ask my audience this. You are all smart people. What is the purpose of promoting propaganda against anti-fascism? Is it for the purpose of propping fascism up? It seems like it to me. Who are the people who hate Antifa? White supremacists, white nationalists, fascists, far-right lunatics, and the reactionary asshole idiots that clutch their pearls and piss their little pants in fear? It's disgusting. And it's so dishonest. It's just so dishonest. This is just lie after lie, straw man after straw man. This guy doesn't have a fucking honest bone in his fucking body. And he is going to lecture you on why Antifa is bad. You're really going to listen to this idiot Andrew Klavan.
Which is violence, which is fascism, which is anti-fascism. A is for Antifa. I'm Andrew Klavan.
No, A is for arrogant, because that's exactly what this fucking idiot is. He's an arrogant asshole who doesn't understand what Antifa is. He doesn't understand what fascism is. He doesn't know his asshole from a hole in the ground, ladies and gentlemen, and he's here to lecture you about anti-fascism. So, if there's any takeaway from this video, it's don't fucking listen to conservatives when they whine about Antifa, because they don't know what the flying fuck they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. For an actual Antifa like me to watch this video and see the sheer amount of misrepresentation and strawmanning going on, it's fucking hilarious and it's disturbing. This guy has 496,000 motherfucking views. 496,000. The Daily Wire has 1.7 million subscribers. So, you know, I commented, you don't know what fascism is, you stupid fucking moron. Nice job miseducating everybody. But, you know, that's all I have to say about Andrew Klavan. He's a dishonest scumbag. He's basically a discount Ben Shapiro. He's a wannabe Ben Shapiro. But that makes him even more pathetic in my book. So, yeah. Fuck this guy.